I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity.
Angel Reese went from basketball star to social media punchline. But what's really going on behind the scenes? The fall from grace that's got everyone talking might not be what you think. As Reese's reputation hangs in the balance, a bigger question looms. What if her greatest opponent isn't on the court but in the mirror? The stats don't lie, and they're painting a picture that's got everyone talking. Hey guys, before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So please click the subscribe button. Perfect, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Let's take a closer look. Caitlin Clark's averaging 17.1 points, 8.2 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game. Now compare that to Reese's 13.5 points and 11.9 rebounds. See the gap? It's not only a gap, it's a canyon. Remember that John Cena, you can't see me gesture.
There's so many people that are showing up in fever gear or gear of myself, and so I think it's not something that ever gets old.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
Reese, yep, across the head, and they will go to the monitor to review this one.
Reese pulled on Clark? Yeah, that didn't exactly go over well. Instead of coming off as confident, it looked more like a desperate cry for attention. Ow! And the basketball community, they weren't having it. Analysts like Holly Rowe didn't hold back. She said, "I really am genuinely interested in this because it seemed the people had the biggest problem with the trash talking." The message was clear. Reese's antics were more of a distraction than anything else. You might be wondering, what happened to all those Reese fans? Well, they're not exactly cheering anymore. Turns out people don't love it when you can't back up your trash talk with actual performance. It's like watching a hype train derail in slow motion. This whole rivalry with Clark, it's not doing Reese any favors. While she's been busy trying to one-up Clark, her own game's been slipping. She's so focused on the competition, she forgot about actually playing basketball. And this could be a real problem. Reese isn't just battling Clark anymore. She's fighting against public opinion, her own performance stats, and the mounting pressure. It's a triple threat that's got her on the ropes. So, what's next for Angel Reese? Can she turn this around, or is this the beginning of the end? One thing's for sure, the basketball world is watching and they're not pulling any punches. While Reese's star seems to be fading, another player is lighting up the WNBA like never before. Caitlin Clark's rookie season isn't only breaking records, it's rewriting the entire playbook. Could one player's debut really change the face of women's basketball forever? Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut. This isn't your average rookie performance. We're talking about a player who's averaging 17.1 points, 8.2 assists, and 4.9 rebounds per game. Those aren't just good numbers, they're jaw-dropping. And it's not only about the stats. Clark's bringing something else to the court. She's what they call a triple threat, a one-woman army who can flip a game on its head by just showing up. When Clark's on the floor, everything changes. You might be wondering, what makes Clark so different from Reese? It's all in the approach. While Reese has been caught up in the drama, Clark's letting her game do the talking.
Caitlin Clark for Indiana, who has been terrific, the #1 overall pick, who has been packing buildings all across the U.S.
Since the Marina Mabry trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity. Caitlin Clark for three, rattles it around for her first deep.
No trash talk needed when you're breaking records left and right. And break records she has. Clark's not only playing basketball, she's putting on a show. Fans who never gave women's basketball a second glance are suddenly glued to their screens. It's like watching a magic trick, except the magic is real, and it's happening on the basketball court, and Clark's impact goes way beyond the court. We're talking about a spike in WNBA viewership and merchandise sales. People who are watching Clark play, they're buying her jerseys, following her on social media, media and talking about her non-stop. It's not an exaggeration to say Clark's creating a movement. She's inspiring a whole new generation of basketball players and fans. Kids who might have never picked up a basketball are now dreaming of being the next Caitlin Clark. So let's compare this to Reese's situation. While Clark's star is rising, Reese is struggling to keep her head above water. It's like watching two completely different movies playing out at the same time. Clark's response to all this attention: pure class. She's not getting caught up in the hype or the drama. As one expert put it, Caitlin's response was the ultimate power move. She didn't need to clap back. Her game spoke volumes, and that's all she needed. Talk about letting your skills do the talking. Clark's success is so massive, it's overshadowing everyone else, including Reese. It's not about the numbers anymore. It's about the impact, the inspiration, the way she's changing the game. Meanwhile, Reese's fall from grace is hitting terminal velocity. When basketball legends start calling you out, you know you're in trouble. But is there more to this story than meets the eye? The pressure cooker of modern sports stardom is about to reach its boiling point. Angel Reese is learning the hard way that fame is a double-edged sword. Once the darling of women's basketball, she's now facing a tidal wave of criticism that's threatening to drown her career. It's not just fans turning their backs on her, even basketball royalty is weighing in. Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal, two of the biggest names in basketball history, haven't held back their thoughts on Reese's behavior. Their criticism isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's a full-on wake-up call. When legends of the game start calling you out, it's time to sit up and take notice. And it's not only the big names Reese has to worry about. Social media has turned into a battleground, and Reese is losing the fight. Remember when athletes use social platforms to connect with fans and build their brand? For Reese, those days are long gone. Instead of cheers and likes, Reese is facing a barrage of memes and hashtags that are tearing her reputation apart. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion. You want to look away, but you just can't. The very platform that once boosted her fame is now amplifying her fall. You might think Reese would try to fix things, right?
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now.
3 Sky players coming over.
And the official is.
I think oftentimes I rely on the fouls, so just being able to just go up strong, and then if they call, they call. They don't, they don't. So.
Well, she has, but it's not going so well. Her attempts at damage control have been met with more skepticism than a used car salesman trying to sell a lemon. Every apology, every explanation seems to dig her deeper into the hole. Reese is stuck in quicksand. The more she struggles, the faster she sinks. Her efforts to control the narrative have backfired spectacularly. Instead of focusing on her skills on the court, people are zeroing in on her shortcomings off it. And this whole situation raises some big questions about the pressure athletes face in the age of social media. Every move, every word is under a microscope. One misstep and you're trending for all the wrong reasons. It's a level of scrutiny that would make most of us crack. And this isn't only about Reese anymore, it's about the whole culture of sports stardom in the digital age. How much is too much? When does criticism cross the line into harassment? And how can athletes navigate this minefield without losing themselves in the process? Reese's story is a cautionary tale for every aspiring athlete out there. It's not about how you play the game anymore, it's about how you play the fame game. And right now, Reese is losing badly. So what's next for Angel Reese? Can she turn this around, or is her career in women's basketball over before it really began? The clock is ticking and the whole sports world is watching. Will she rise from the ashes or go down in sizzling flames? Thanks for sticking it out to the end and joining us on this journey through some pretty exciting times in sports history. Stay tuned. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. In order to stay up to date on everything from women's basketball to other sports, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Let's go!